starring Chuck Connors.
It ain't easy to tell, Lucas. There ain't many men you can talk to. Not about a thing like this.
Well, Eddie, there's dark corners in everybody's lives. Sometimes it doesn't pay to go poking around in them.
I don't blame Martha. I was spending most of my time in the hotel and this drummer. Oh, he was quite a fella. Good looking. Could tell a funny story fit to make you bust. And Martha always was one for laughing. I never could understand what she saw in me.
You never heard from her in all this time?
Oh, just the one letter. Said she married him after the divorce and put the girl in a fine school in St. Louis. Hey, 15 years ago that was. Now the girl would be 23 now.
Eddie, it's no good to go looking at the road back of you. I'd just let it be.
Oh, I got a tintype here. Found that in the trunk. I remember I said to myself when Martha run away, Eddie, I said, you're alone now. You got nobody to think about but yourself.
You worried about what your daughter will think about North Fork or what she'll think about you?
Well, as a matter of fact, both, Lucas. That's why I had to talk to you.
A little moral support, that it?
Yeah, I guess that's it. I thought if you could stick around, kind of close, you know, just till I kind of get used to the idea.
Well, I'll be glad, Daddy. When does she get in?
Morning stage. I got a telegraph from Belltown.
Well, we've got over an hour. Another beer, Eddie?
No, I don't think I better. Thanks, Lucas.
Now you must bring her to supper right soon.
Here she comes!
Halstead?
What can I do for you, Sonny?
I'm your father.
Maybe I can get used to the idea.
Yes, sir. I'll get your trunk for you.
I'll get Eddie. You go on ahead.
Hey, might be we'll have a little fun in this town yet.
Who is it?
Lucas McCain. Brought your trunk.
Just a minute.
Hello.
Hello. You live here in town?
Close by. Miss Halstead,
Why don't you call me Lil? Most men do.
Fine. What I was going to say...
What do they call you?
Lucas will do. I was going to say that folks here in North Fork take a little knowing.
Oh.
I say something funny?
I couldn't care less what anybody in this tank town thinks.
Well, how about your father?
What about him?
He's been looking forward to seeing you.
So he said, suppose you let me handle my father.
Hey, you like plain talk. I'll give it to you. Eddie's been carrying a picture of you around with him for years. It's yellow and it's faded, but his memory isn't. No matter what you're like now, you're still the girl in that picture to him.
My mother died when I was 17. Where was my father then?
Well, you had no way of knowing. You can't blame him.
Well, I do. I remember the girl in the picture, too. I remember her first job. And all the other jobs that followed. 6 in as many months. It was always the same. Did you ever dance in a cheap saloon? Dance with any drunk that'll pay the price? Where was my father then?
I wouldn't make a nickel, not the way I dance.
Well, I did. I made it, and I made it good.
Well, then what did you come here for? To stick a knife in him and twist it around? You're feeling sorry for yourself, but the sorriest one is Eddie. You blame him. But he's blaming himself. And that's a lot worse.
He let us go, my mother and me. Why didn't he try to find me? Or wasn't it convenient?
You're here now.
That's right. Now is when I need him. Now is when he's going to be around.
I see. You just walk into his life and walk right out again, huh? You'd have been a lot better off if you'd let well enough alone.
Now, come on, all we wants to do is to buy the little lady a drink. Now, what's wrong with that?
I told you to get out of here. I ain't gonna tell you again.
Well, now, mister, we're just looking for a little fun.
Get out.
Now, listen, little man, I've been real nice to you. Now, you gonna tell me where her room is, or ain't you?
Let him alone.
You got a special interest in the lady, mister?
No, but he has. He's her father.
Well, why don't you say so? Well, I thought she was a dance-hall girl we seen back in Laramie. Well, come to think of it, she don't look anything like her. I'm awful sorry, mister.
It was her, Lucas. That's how she found out where I was. Fell in Laramie, told her.
Working at dance hall is not the end of the line, Eddie.
She lays it all at my door. I can see it in her eyes when she looks at me. Cold, hard.
Well, she's not as hard as she makes out. You know, I once knew a fella got kicked by a horse. Scar clean across his forehead. He used to wear his hat way back in his head and dare anyone to say something about it. Lil's kind of like that, I think. All you have to do is get inside that bluff.
I don't know. I don't know where to start.
Well, I'll tell you what. You take that face of yours out of your boots and bring her out to the ranch for supper tomorrow night. We're having venison. And I haven't seen a woman yet who wouldn't soften up for a small boy.
I'm sure obliged to you, Lucas. Anything I can bring to...
Yeah, a couple of appetites. See you, Eddie.
You ain't gonna start that again, are you?
I was born thirsty. I shall probably die thirsty. Trouble with you is, Albie, you concentrate on the major vices.
I'm temperance. My folks was temperance. That's why I'm temperance.
You manage even to make a vice out of a virtue.
Now, you can get falling down hog drunk if you're a miner after we get that money.
Business is a necessity. Drinking's a pleasure. I never confuse the two. Now, to get the money, we must find Lil. To find Lil, we must ask questions. Now that we trailed her this far, I can assure you, Albie, no one talks more than a bartender.
Let's hear what'll be.
Whiskey.
Water. Water.
We're looking for a friend, a lady friend. She would have arrived recently.
Hmm? What's her name?
Halstead, Lil Halstead.
Oh, that'd be Eddie's daughter. Eddie's the clerk at the hotel.
And the hotel?
Well, there ain't but one in town, mister. Just up the street and follow your nose.
Just take your time on that, Blanche, because that's the last drink you're going to have for a long spell.
Regular little watchdog, aren't you, Albie?
Johnny DeLong would have been alive in here right now if you hadn't been drunk.
Keep your mouth shut, Albie. Keep your mouth shut.
Say something, mister?
Just goodbye, friend. Just goodbye.
What's the matter? Don't you like it?
Oh, sure, it's fine. It's just, well, don't you think it's a mite too...
Well, I think she looks lovely, don't you, Albie?
Yeah.
You seem surprised, Lil. Maybe not too pleased.
What are you two doing here?
You wouldn't have the least idea.
Not the slightest.
Johnny DeLong is dead.
I know that.
You're smart, Lil, real smart. You don't belong in a town like this.
Why not? I like it.
Just ain't your style.
What's this all about? Are you in some kind of trouble, Lillian? With...
No trouble, Pa.
Of course not. Whatever gave you an idea like that?
Well, you talking about somebody being dead.
Oh, Johnny DeLong, yes. Well, Mr. Halstead, Johnny was a fella you might say lived high, wide, and handsome. He didn't figure to last long.
But he did leave somebody mighty well fixed.
Did you know that, Lil?
Johnny and I were finished long before he died. If he left anything to anyone, this is the first I've heard of it.
Well, we'll be around, Lil. Close.
You ain't in trouble, are you, Lil? Because if you are, I want you to tell me. That's what a father's for.
Look, Pa, you stay out of their way. Those two could eat you for breakfast.
Pa says the idea is to keep the dampness in the corn. That makes it pop better.
Oh. Your Pa knows just about everything, of course.
Well, just about. Of course, he's lived quite a long spell.
Getting kind of old, is he? Probably be a while, though, before he falls apart.
Pa's pretty stout.
Hurt bad, son? Let me see that. Let me see.
Not really.
Eddie, yeah, we'll just rub some butter on this, Mark. And it'll be good as new in a little while. It hurt? No, it's all right. Thanks.
That was the last of the corn.
Oh, don't you fret about it. I'll get some tomorrow and bring it out special.
I do think that stretching it a ways just to keep from doing dishes.
Well, it won't stop him from drying dishes, will it, son?
I guess not. I can wash them, too.
Good boy. While you're doing that, I'm going out and feed the cow.
Mind if I come along?
No, come on.
Yeah, you two go ahead. Mark and me will scrape things up in the gym. Come, Mark. Come on.
My father says you're not one to back away from trouble.
Nor go toward it.
What's she got that I haven't got?
The cow? Nothing. She's plain and simple, does her job.
Place for everything and everything in its place. You've got it figured.
Well, I didn't say it was all that easy. Take some trying.
Oh, but I do try, Lucas. At least I have. Right now, I don't know. 2 men came to see me. I used to work for one of them. He wants me back.
You tell Eddie?
Eddie? What good would he be?
You didn't come out here to look around. You want something. What is it?
I want to see the last of those men. Blanche and Albie.
You're going about it the long way around, aren't you? We've got a marshal in town.
No. If I went to see him, what kind of talk do you think that'd stir up?
You're not one much given to worrying about talk.
All right. Those men are in my way. They stand between me and the only kind of life I want. You could be a part of that life, Lucas. It must be lonely for you.
I watched you in there with the boy. Your face was soft. Kind, like a woman should look. You're a fake, Lil. A pretty fake. You're not gonna use me.
I'm gonna have the things I need.
Wanting and needing are 2 different things.
Just food? A place to go when it's time to sleep? That's not enough. People are gonna look up when I walk by. That's Lil Halstead, they'll say.
Sure they will, Lil. You just give them the chance.
It was a real nice evening, Lucas.
You won't forget the popcorn.
No, Mark. Tomorrow for sure.
Oh?
Hmm?
What's a hussy?
Where'd you hear anything like that, Mark?
What, school? Some of the girls were tittering around. You know how girls are.
Uh-huh.
Well, they were giggling and laughing about Miss Halstead being a hussy. What's it mean?
Well, Mark, it means a worthless woman.
You mean shiftless and no account?
That's right.
Well, she ain't that. Not Miss Halstead. Why, those girls, I'll tell them a thing or two.
Well, they were probably repeating something they heard, son.
Yeah, but why would anyone want to say a thing like that?
Come here, son. Sit down here. Name calling's a handy thing for some, Mark. They smack a label on somebody or something, and that's it as far as they're concerned. It's kind of a special way of hating because they don't take the trouble to understand.
Well, you have to put a label on some things, like, well, let's say a pickle jar.
Yeah, that's right. But you'd be mighty sure there are pickles in that jar first.
Oh.
See, most times, snap judgment can be cruel, son. Now, you better get to bed, huh?
Yeah. Oh, look, Pa, she left her bag.
Well, she'll be back tomorrow. Said so, didn't she?
Oh, maybe we could catch up
Well,
with her.
never mind that. You get to bed.
You know, she dresses kind of funny, but boy, does she smell nice.
Mark?
Good night.
hotel that smells of lilies of the valley.
Oh, he's hurting me.
Yes, one of Albie's little quirks that only Albie understands. Where's the money?
What money?
I'll spell it out for you, my dear. Johnny DeLong helped us to rob a bank. Johnny DeLong carried the money, and Johnny DeLong died in your room.
I don't know what you're talking about. If there were anything here, you'd have found it.
Naturally, therefore, it follows it someplace else. Where?
I tell you, there isn't any money.
Albie?
Oh!
Lillian?
Go away.
I just wanted to say good night.
Please go away.
Mr. Halstead, come in, sir.
Lillian, what...
Well, Lil, it's up to you.
The money's at McCain's. It's in my handbag.
You'd better be telling it straight, Lil, if your papa means anything to you.
I'm telling it straight.
We'll see. After you, my dear. The lady forgot her handbag. Would you mind fetching it, sir?
What's in the handbag that's so important?
Just give it to him, please.
Is that the way you want it, Lil?
Yes.
Come on, McCain. Throw that bag out here, I'll break his arm.
It's my father! Give it to him!
All right, mister. Here it is. That's better. Hey! Drop the gun belt. One hand!
I was cold sober, Albie. And it didn't make a bit of difference, did it?
Oh, Pa. Pa.
It's all right, Lil. It's all right.
Don't worry about your hotel, lady. Everything will be all right.
Thank you, Mike.
Goodbye, Marshal.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Mark.
Bye.
Lucas, thank you for everything.
Oh, and Lucas, I will... Go on, Eddie, go on.
It's all yours, Nick.
Miss Halstead won't have to go to jail, will she, Micah?
No, but she'll have to be a witness at Blanche's trial.
Hey, Pa. What did you say the name of that perfume was that she was using?
Well, I think it's called Lily of the Valley, Mark. Why?
Golly, it's nice. You know, we could sure use some of that around the barn.